And here we have to start from Azure Active Directory. Okay. So what is Azure Active Directory? What is this module? And what we are going to do in this module, that I'll tell you first. Then we will go for the practical implementation. Fine. So see here, guys, what all the resources we have created till now. Okay. See what all the resources that we have created till now. Like, VM we have created, storage account we have created, LB we have created, okay, network we have created, etc., etc. So in Active Directory, we are going to take a security of it, like, who can access, what they can access, till what level they can access, okay, whether they should be able to see or we have to hide this from them. Basically, all these things we'll do in Active Directory. And basically, here we are implementing the security. We are implementing the security. And also, we are creating here users. We are creating here groups. We are adding the users in the groups, etc. All these things we are doing in Azure Active Directory. We are onboarding the users here. Okay, we are onboarding the users here in Active Directory, in Azure Active Directory. Okay, I'm calling this AAD. AAD stands for Azure Active Directory. Okay, fine. So what I'll do, first I'll show you the basic homepage of Azure Active Directory. Then I'll show you the further things one after the other. So let me go here. Okay, let me go to home. If you want to go to your Azure Active Directory, then simply search here for Active Directory. No spelling mistakes. It will take you to Active Directory page. This is your Active Directory homepage. Active Directory homepage here. Okay. And now see here, it is giving you some basic information about your Active Directory. What is that? Okay. See, number of users in your Active Directory as of now, it is 4. Groups, there is 1 group. This is the name of your Active Directory, that is default directory. This you will get by default when you are creating an Azure account. When you are creating an Azure account, then this default directory, you will get it like this. This is the tenant ID. Every directory, Active Directory is having a tenant ID. This is what it is. Primary domain, this is the primary domain, .onmicrosoft.com. Means this Active Directory is being hosted on this domain, .onmicrosoft.com. And this is the mail ID that what you have used to create an Azure account. See the mail ID what I have used here. Okay, surekha.aztech. So what it will do, it will just remove these special characters like dot, at, underscore kind of. It will straightforward take the name here. That is what it has taken. Surekha aztech outlook.onmicrosoft.com. This is the domain name. And this is the user name or mail ID that we have used to create an Azure account. Now, the next very important thing that I will tell you, when we create an Azure account, guys, listen very carefully. When we create an Azure account, then by default, we'll get a free license of Azure Active Directory. Instead of writing full, I'll just say here Azure Active Directory. See what I'm saying? When we create an Azure account, then by default, we'll get a free license, Azure AD free license of Azure Active Directory. So Active Directory is having 4 different types of licenses. Active Directory, okay, I'll say here rather Azure Active Directory is having 4 different types of licenses. And what is that? First is Azure AD free. Second, we are having Microsoft Office 365. Then we are having Azure AD Premium P1 and then Azure AD Premium P2. Okay, these four different types of licenses that we are having in Azure Active Directory, and by default we will get this. This is the default one. If any one of you have an Azure account, you may check here. Here it is showing you Azure AD free, not this one. Okay. Here it is showing you Azure AD free. Can anyone check and let me know? If someone is having, except Tenali. Yes. Is someone able to see here Azure AD free? No. No one is checking. Yes, right. See, Rishikesh is seeing that for Rishikesh, it is showing here Azure AD free, not Azure AD Premium P2. Right? So by default, you will get Azure AD free only. Now, what you have to do, you have to upgrade your Active Directory licenses. Okay, you have to upgrade your Active Directory licenses here. Okay, from free to premium P2. Why? Because in Active Directory, there are many features that you can't implement if you are at a free license. In many features are disabled in Active Directory free license. And if you want to do all the labs, everything in your real-time projects, then you have to upgrade your licenses of Azure Active Directory from free to premium P2. Premium P2 is the most upgraded, highest version of Active Directory licenses, where in here, each and every feature will be enabled for you. Each and every feature will be enabled for you. Okay, see now how we can upgrade. I'm going to show you. It's very important. This is your Active Directory homepage. Go to licenses here. Go to licenses. Okay, this compulsory you have to do. Then only all the features will be enabled and you can do the labs in your real-time projects. Then say here all products. Go to all products. Then say here try and buy. Try and buy. Okay, see what it is saying. It's a free trial for Azure AD Premium P2 that it is going to activate for you. Okay, with Azure Active Directory Premium P2, you can gain access to advanced security features. See, gain access to advanced security features, richer reports, rule-based assignments to applications, your end user. Okay, your end users will benefit from self-service capabilities and customized branding, etc., etc. So what you have to do, simply expand this free trial here and say activate. I cannot do. Why? Because I have already activated. I have already activated. For you guys, I'm showing these steps. All products, first go to licenses, all products, try and buy, then expand this free trial, then click here on activate. That's it. So what Azure will do, Azure will upgrade your Active Directory free license to premium P2 license. I think I have given some good article here in the material also. Let me check. Yeah, see, understanding of Azure Active Directory licensings. Okay, free Office 365, Premium P1 and Premium P2. Okay, I think in the material I have given this one. See, this is what about Azure Active Directory. Okay, See, Office 365 version, license version, premium P1 version, and premium P2 version. Okay, now these are the features that it is mentioning. What all you will get in premium P1, what all you will get in premium P2. Okay, in Office 365 version like this. Read this complete article if you are interested. Okay, fine. So it is just telling you. Yes, Dilip, upgrade your Active Directory licenses as I have shown just now. Okay, fine. So once you upgrade your Active Directory licenses, then here you come and see that it will show you after 5 minutes. Just refresh the browser multiple times. Then here it will show you the license as Azure AD Premium P2. And this is a free trial. 1 month free trial, you will get it. It won't charge you anything extra. First, it will give you free trial for 1 month, then later on it will charge you. And later on also, if you upgrade it manually with your own hands, then only it will start charging you. Else it will be expire automatically. Okay, fine. Now, what I'll do here, I'll start onboarding the users in Active Directory. I'll start onboarding the users in Active Directory. That how I can do. Okay, just go to users here. Okay, and then I'll start creating the new user. So simply click here on new user, click on create new user, and I will give the username. Let us take someone from our batch here. Okay, I'll take someone Dilip. Okay, I'll take a Dilip here. Okay, so I'm saying here Dilip. Okay, and then I'll pass the same name as Dilip, first name as Dilip, last name as Gupta, Dilip Gupta, and you are having an options. If you say here Azure set the password for this user, go ahead with this option, auto generate the password. No, you want to set the password for this user, then say here let me set the password. Let me create the password for this Dilip user. So I am passing the password for Dilip user is something, this one. Okay, the password should be having uppercase, lowercase, numeric, special characters, everything, guys. Pass this one. Okay, then leave groups. I'll explain later point of time. I don't want to block these users, so say no, I'm not blocking. Usage location, where this user is sitting. Let us take this user is in Australia for an example. Job title, let us take it as DevOps engineer. Okay, department information technology. Okay, company name, let us take it as Infosys. Okay, manager, who is Dilip's manager? Dilip is reporting to whom? Okay, so select here and then say manager would be someone. For Dilip, let us take Gareth. Gareth is Dilip's manager. Click on select and then click on create. So what you have done here, here you have onboarded the user in your Azure Active Directory. Okay, so the user will come here, Dilip user will come here. We'll wait for some time for it. Because, why? Because the user will take some time to get populate. Okay, at the backends, the cloud servers, okay, will take some time to refresh. Okay, wait for some 1 minute here, then do a refresh. Either click here or click here. You will get the Dilip user. Okay, we'll give some 30 seconds time. Now say refresh. See, Dilip user came here. See, Dilip user came here. So this is how I have onboarded the user. Okay, with a name called Dilip. Nice. Now remember, guys, they are having many users here. We are having many users. Anita, Dilip, Gareth, Gautam, Surekha, Tenali, and all. Always remember, for whichever user you are finding here as Microsoft account identities, for whichever user here among all these users, for whichever user you are finding here Microsoft account, means this is the global administrator user. global administrator user, boss. And this user will get created automatically when you create an Azure account. Guys, very important, very important. This user will get created automatically when you create an Azure account. Okay. And rest of all these users, like for whichever users you are finding like this, now, like, followed with your global administrator email ID. These users are the users which I have created, I have onboarded in my Azure Active Directory. Okay. You can delete all these users. If you want, delete all these users. But don't delete this global administrator user. This is very important. Wherever you are finding Microsoft account for so-and-so user, that user will be the global administrator user, and Microsoft Azure will create this user for you. These all the users we are onboarding for our labs, for our learnings, for our projects, requirements, business point of view. Okay. Fine. Dilip, that is not in our syllabus, Dilip. Okay. That comes in Azure architect level. Okay. We are going with DevOps engineering here. So in DevOps, what are the concepts that we are covering? And the syncing question that what you are asking, that comes in Azure Cloud Architect level. Okay, that is a different certification, different course, and this is a different course. Fine. So here one user we have onboarded, Dilip. Now, focus guys, focus. Very important. This user I have created, and this is the user ID of this user, email ID. User ID means mail ID. Okay. This is the mail ID of the user, and this is the password. Correct? This is the mail ID, and this is the password of the user. Good. Nice. Very nice. Now, I'll say, Dilip, that Dilip, I have onboarded you to my Azure Active Directory. This is your mail ID and this is your password. What Dilip will do now? Dilip will try to make a login with these credentials. With this credential, Dilip will try to make a login. So now I'll open a new in private window, and this is being done by Dilip. Now Dilip is making a login to Azure Active Directory. Okay. Fine. Say portal.azure.com. This is the Dilip user mail ID. Carefully pass the mail ID and password. Don't make any mistakes here. This is the Dilip user, and password of this user that we have created, this one. Pass this password. Say sign in. Okay. It is asking Dilip user to change the password immediately. Why? Why it is asking to change the password? See, update your password. Current password. It is asking to give the current password. Current password is this one. And it is asking again to give the new password, confirm the password. Why? Why? Because this password is set by whom? Yes, very good. Rajita Khaja, right. Okay, so this password is set by DevOps engineer, and DevOps engineer knows Dilip's password. He may log in with this user ID and password, and he can delete some server, and the blame will completely comes to Dilip. The blame will completely comes to Dilip, because the DevOps engineer knows the user ID and password. No one should know no one's passwords. Correct or not? As per Microsoft standards, or as per industry standards, okay, no one should know no one's passwords. Correct or not? So I am a DevOps engineer. What I'll do? Maliciously, I'll log in with these credentials and I'll delete some server. Now in the logs, it will show that Dilip user has logged in and has deleted the server. So Dilip will be in danger. That's why Microsoft Azure is very smart. What he is doing is asking Dilip to change the password immediately for the first time login itself only. He'll not allow Dilip to go proceed to allow to next step until he changes password. Very smart move. So what Dilip is doing now, Dilip is passing this password. This is the current password. And then New password. I'll just say here 45. That's it. I'm just adding two new numbers here, 45, and password, confirm password, sign in. Okay. Dilip is trying to make a sign in. It is asking me to further enhance the security, to further impose the security. I'll just say here that is not required for me. This is sufficient. So I'll say here, ask me later. Okay. And then I'll say here, yes, give me a sign in now. With Dilip user mail ID, give me a sign in now. So say here, yes. Okay. Now see finally what he is doing. He is giving me a login. Me means Dilip user. He is giving a login to Dilip user. How can I ensure this is Dilip user's login or not? See here, what is the name? Dilip. Dilip. So Dilip user has logged in. Dilip user has logged in. Okay, fine. Now, if Dilip user is trying to see a virtual machine, if Dilip user is trying to create a virtual machine, see a virtual machine, see nothing is coming to him. If he is trying to create a virtual network, see nothing is coming to him. Why? Why nothing is coming? Because he has been onboarded. Just he has been onboarded. That's it. He has not been given any accesses. Okay, he has not been given any privileges. He has been just onboarded. Okay, right? Yes, yes, Tenali, you are right. In Azure Key Vault, part of it we have discussed this one, only part of it. But now in Active Directory, I'm going to show you in detail actually. Okay, for Key Vault demo, it was yes, needed to show you that complete demo, to show the complete demo to you guys. That's why I have used part of this concept. Now here I am just showing it completely. Fine. All right. Good. You have catch it. Now I'll just say sign out because here the drip user is just able to onboard it. He cannot able to create any of the resources. He cannot see any of the resources because he has not been granted any access. He has not been granted any access here. Okay, fine. Sign out. Delete user got sign out. Now, what I'll do here, I'll come and I will create one virtual machine. I'll create one virtual machine. Quickly, I will deploy one VM. Okay. So let me go here. Let me take this resource group. Let me take the VM as my VM. Okay. I'm saying here standard. I'm going with Windows 2019. This is the routine work that we have done many times. This is nothing new for us. Okay, I'm taking the password. Confirm password. Take the basic port openings. Okay. Rest of the things I'm just leaving to default. Okay. Review plus create. Let the VM gets deployed. Okay. Let it get deployed. We'll wait for some time for it. Ritvik, to create the domain user, you have to have a domain. You have to purchase a domain, then you can create the users on that domain. Okay. Same procedure is same to create the domain users also. Only you have to switch from default domain to the custom domain what you want. Okay. So it's taking a little more time here. Okay. Let us wait for some time. Why it's taking this much long time? No. Sometimes if we refresh now, the operation will get completely truncated. It will get failed. So it's not a best practice to refresh it. What we can do, we can open a new browser and we can check whether the VM is still, whether the VM is visible in the portal or not, in cloud portal. If the VM is visible, then it is fine. Let it get deployed here. Okay. Yeah, see, the VM already deployed, it is visible and the status is creating. See, the status is still creating. It should change to running, and it changed to running once this deployment is completed. Okay, fine. This is fine for us. Now, see, this VM we are able to see. This VM we are able to see with which user? With the Surekha user. Who is Surekha here? Surekha is the global administrator user. Okay. Surekha, okay, global admin user. And she is, and with this user, we are able to create VM and can see the VM also. Okay, see. But when it comes to Dilip user, I'm passing the password here. Okay. The Dilip user is unable to see the virtual machine. See, when he is trying to make a login. See, is it anything visible to him? No. Okay. Fine. This is not, anything is not visible to him because he has not been granted any access. He has just onboarded to Active Directory. That's why he is able to make a login. That's it. Fine. So what I'll do, I'll show you now how to implement the identity access management. I'll show you now how to implement the identity access management, or we can call it as RBAC also. IAM stands for Identity Access Management, or RBAC also. RBAC means what? Role based access control. Okay, now I'll say that Dilip user should get the access in order to see this virtual machine. In order to see this virtual machine, Dilip user should get the access. Okay, that is called role based access control. role-based access control. Okay, fine. So Ritvik, what is your question? Who will create domain accounts? Is DevOps engineer or other portfolios? Network cloud network engineers will take care of the domain accounts and all this stuff, guys. Okay, cloud network engineers will take care of it. Yeah, it depends upon admin will also take care of, but in admin also we are having different areas of expertise. Some admins will work only on virtual machine area. Some admins will work only in networking. Some admins will work only in Azure Active Directory. It depends. Okay, fine. So what I'll do now, I'll say that my user Dilip should get the access. Dilip user should get the access so that he can see the virtual machine. And this we call it as what? Identity access management implementation or role-based access control implementation. Okay, so I'll just go here. Okay, why it is showing still creating? Okay, done. It is, see now, status is changed to running. This is perfectly all right. Now, I want to give access to Dilip user na, on this virtual machine. So I'll go to this virtual machine. I'll go inside this virtual machine and I'll go here, access control IAM. Okay, and remember guys, this access control IAM is a feature which will be available for each and every resource that whatever you are creating in Azure. You can see this for virtual network. You can see this for storage account. You can see this for virtual machine. You can see this for resource group. For everything that what you are creating in Azure, you will see this feature for sure. This feature is only going to help you to provide the security, who should access, what they should access, what level of access, all these things. So I'll go here to access control IAM. I'll say here add. I'll say add role assignment. Okay. So now here see variety of different accesses are there. Plenty of accesses are there. So I'll just say here some access virtual machine contributor access. Okay, I want to give, you can give reader access, you can give average contributor access, you can give any access you want as per your project requirement. Here I'm searching for virtual machine contributor. Say I got it. Virtual machine contributor access. Select this one and then say next. Now I'm going to give this for one particular user. So that's why I'm selecting this option here. Select member, whom you want to give, which user you want to give. I'm having many users here. Anita, Gareth, Gautam, Dilip, etc. I want to give it to Dilip user. So search here for Dilip. Okay, you got Dilip user. Very nice. No spelling mistakes, guys. The user is been selected. See, selected members. One member I have selected as of now. Click on select. This is the description. So you can say here, providing access to Dilip user to perform the daily work routine tasks. Okay, to perform the daily work routine tasks. Okay, then say here next, then say here review plus assign, and then the access will be implemented on top of a virtual machine for particular Dilip user. Okay, this is done. See, added role assignment completed successfully. Super, super. Now, again, I'll say Dilip now. Dilip, I have given you the access. Please check whether you are able to see the virtual machine or not. So what Dilip will do now? Dilip will pass the user ID. Dilip will pass the password here. Okay. And then say sign in. Okay. It is asking me to further enhance the security. Let it be fine for me. I'll say here, ask me later. I don't want. And then say here, give me a login now. Now go to the virtual machine. My expectation now is that Dilip user should be able to see a virtual machine. Last time when he was trying to see it, he was getting nothing. Now see, virtual machines, amazing, amazing. See, Dilip user is able to see a virtual machine this time. How? Because this time we have granted him the permission, the access. Okay, identity access management we have implemented for this user. That's why he is able to see a virtual machine. Getting or not, guys? Is that clear or not? Previously, it was not visible for him. Now the virtual machine is visible for him. It's only because RPAC that we have implemented. Okay, fine. I'm making a sign out. Okay, do these labs, guys. Do these labs. It will be very interesting. I'm telling you. Fine. This is what identity access management. Now, what I'm going to do is, okay, assume that if you are having, okay, assume that if you are having, okay, 50 VMs and you need to give access to all the 50 VMs to Dilip user. As an example, I'm taking Dilip. It could be any user in your project, Dilip user. What will you do now? What will you do? You go to each and every user. You go to each and every virtual machine and you give the access. Or let us take Dilip user need access for 50 VMs and 30 storage accounts. Then what will you do? You go to each and every VM, you give the access. You go to each and every storage account, you give the access. It will be kind of foolishness. Hard work. You are doing a lot of hard work. Handling at individual level is very tough, na guys? Very difficult. Each and every VM, you have to go inside the VM and then you have to give the access. Very difficult. Okay. After 5 years, your project would be having some 250 VMs. Then you are going to give access to each and every VM to Dilip user for each and every VM. Oh my God. This is kind of a very hard work and it will become very challenging for you to handle your cloud resources. This is not the best practice. What will we do? We'll directly give access to Dilip user on top of resource group only. What we'll do? We'll directly give the access to Dilip user on top of resource group only. That's it. Finished. Now, whatever the resources are there in a resource group, Dilip user will get the access to all the resources in that resource group. Amazing. One shot access is provided for all the things. So instead of giving access individually at resource level, directly we'll go ahead and we'll give the access at a resource group level. So what all the resources are there? Dilip will get the access automatically to all the resources. This normally we'll do in real-time projects. This is the best practice. See now what I'm going to do. I am going to create a storage account also. See what I'm doing, carefully observe it. I'm going to create a storage account also. Okay. I'll quickly deploy one storage account. Okay, I'll just take it as my SA 1954 something. Okay. Rest of the values I'm leaving it to default and I'm creating a storage account. What if I want to give the access for resources level in the RG, not for the RG. Can we do that? Anil, I didn't get your question. You are saying RG, again you are saying not for RG. What does that mean? Reframe your question properly. Okay, so now I'm deploying a storage account. Let the storage account deployment gets completed. Super. So now see here, what I'm going to do. In my resource group, Naresh RG, listen carefully guys, Naresh RG, I am having one virtual machine with a name called MyVM. I'm having one storage account with a name called MySA 1954. Okay, now I won't go individually here and I'll give the access to Dilip user. I won't go individually here and I'll give access to Dilip user. What I'll do, I'll take a smart move. What I'll do, I'll directly go to my resource group and I'll give access here to Dilip user. Finish. If there are, okay, if there are 100 VMs also, 100 VMs also in this RG, then Dilip will get the access. If there are 10 storage accounts also, Dilip will get the access. Just one shot. Okay. So for that, what I have to do? Very simple, guys. Go to the resource group. Last time we went inside the VM and we have clicked on IAM. So what I'll do, instead of going here, virtual machine, I'll go to the resource group only directly. Go to the resource group. Go to the Naresh RG resource group. Okay. See, in this Naresh RG resource group, I'm having VM as well as storage account also. Both I'm having. I'll go to access control IAM. I'll say here add. I'll say here add role assignment. Okay. Same process. Same process. I'm giving the reader access. I'm giving the reader access. Next, select member. I'm giving the Dilip user here. Dilip user I have selected. Select, say here, providing reader access. Providing reader access to Dilip user for the project work routine. Okay. Then say next here. Then say here review plus assign. Okay. So let the role has been implemented super fast. See, role has been added. Okay, IAM has been implemented. Where? On top of a resource group. On top of a resource group. Good. Let us wait for some time for it. I want to give the access for different services in the particular RG only because I don't want to give the access for RG level. Will that be possible? Yes. So you want to give access to particular RG only, then you have to go inside that RG and you have to give the access, what level of access you want to give. Okay. Automation script for resource access to users. No, I don't think so, Tenali. Most of the projects I have seen will handle this from Azure Active Directory only. Because Azure Active Directory is exclusively designed for Microsoft for access part and all. For resource deployment, I have seen using ARM templates. Okay, definitely script will be there, no doubt, but I have never seen in the projects. We'll use Active Directory only, and it is recommended by Microsoft. If any security breach has been happened by any chance, then Microsoft will ask you, who asked you to go for this with this option and all. Might be, I'm not sure. But most of the times I have seen cloud architects will maintain the complete security architecture from Azure Active Directory only. See, now I have implemented the what? Access on top of resource group directly to Dilip user. Now, let me see whether the Dilip user is able to see both virtual machine and storage account or not. Okay. So, what is the password for Dilip user? Somewhere the password here it is, right, guys? Where is the password for Dilip user? Somewhere I have kept it now. Okay, I think I got erased by mistake. Okay, this is the password for Dilip user. email ID. Come here, pass this password, say sign in. Okay, ask me later, give me a sign in here. See now what it is happening. It is supposed to show both the virtual machine to Dilip user. See, this is Dilip user. It is supposed to show virtual machine. Okay, super. Virtual machine is visible. Also, it is supposed to show storage account also. Amazing. Amazing. See, I have not given any exclusive access to storage account. I have given access directly on top of resource group. So Dilip user is able to see the storage account also. Why? Because this storage account is sitting inside this resource group. I have given access on the resource group. Now, if there are 10 storage accounts, he is able to see. And what we have given here, reader access, virtual machine contributor access. Okay, now if Dilip user is trying to delete this storage account, it should get failed because he has been granted a reader access, not the owner or contributor access. See now, if he is trying to delete this storage account also, it should get failed. See, super. Because he has been granted reader access. No, it won't get failed. It won't get deleted. See, fail to delete the storage account MS AZURE error. The client Dilip, okay, with object ID this does not have authorization to perform this action. See, does not have authorization to perform this action. No, he cannot. Now, if you want to check for one particular user, what all the different level of accesses has been granted. For that, what you can do? Okay, come to Azure Active Directory. Okay, come to users. You want to see for which user, what all the different accesses has been granted. Dilip user. So select Dilip user here, click on Dilip user, and then here go to role assignments. Click on the role assignment. See, here you will get what all the accesses has been granted to this user. Super. See, we have given initially virtual machine contributor access on this VM. Also, we have given reader access to this resource group. The Dilip user has got these two role assignments. Okay, fine. This is the one. Click on this one. If you want to delete later on, by chance, if your client says that now remove the access for this user, then click on it. Okay, go to assignments. Okay, say here delete. Yes. See, removing the role assignment. Whatever the role assignment you have given, that is been removed. Okay. Now just take a refresh. Here you would be seeing now only one access would be there for the Dilip user, and that is, reader access. It will go, guys. It will take some time. Okay, wait for some 5 minutes because things has to upgrade at the backend. Then this will be gone. Only Dilip user will be having this reader access. That's it. Is that clear? Just come here, take a refresh. It will go. It will take some time, but okay. Active Directory, users. Okay, Dilip user, role assignments. Okay, it's still not bent. It will go. It will go for sure. Not sure how much time it will take to upgrade at the backend. Okay. So if I try it one more time, to deleting it, go to assignments. So it is no more showing here. Previously it was showing here, right? It is no more showing here. So it got upgraded here. Here also it will get updated, guys, but wait for some time. I'm not sure how much time it will take. Yeah, so this is how you can check the different level of accesses. You can give the accesses, you can remove the accesses, you can test the access of what has been granted, given for different user for different level of resources and resource groups. Okay, is that clear? Now, next thing I'll show you. What is the next thing here is, okay, see, suppose, let us take that there are 250 users, okay, who needs reader access. 300 users who needs, okay, contributor access. 450 users who needs, okay, read write access. Yes, now in project you will come up with this kind of requirement also. Now you tell me, okay, if you are handling each and every user individually, what it will be? It is very problematic. Big, hectic it will be for you. Correct? Now, if 10 users are there, 15, 20, 50 users, okay, you can handle it individually. If you're having hundreds of users, 600 users, 700 users, 500 users, you cannot handle each and every user individually. It is very painful. So what we'll do in this case? In this case, we'll create groups. What we'll do in this case? In this case, we'll create the groups. We add all the users in this group and directly we'll give access to the group. Super, finished, job done. What we'll do? We'll create groups. Okay. We'll create the groups and directly will give the access to the group only. Now, whatever the number of users are there in that group, all will get the access. All will get the access automatically. This is called, smart working. Okay, fine. Now, how to create the groups? Okay. How to create the groups and how to add the members in the group and how to provide the access to the groups directly. Okay, I'll show this in next class. Okay, all these things I'll show in next class. So the purpose, the benefit of creating the groups is what I have told, that instead of handling each and every user individually, okay, what we can do, we can add all that users who need same level of accesses and then we'll give that access on the group directly so that all the users who are a part of that group will get the access automatically. If there are 20 users, if there are 200 users, if there are 50 users, all will get that access. Smart move. One shot, job done. Fine, guys. So I'll just stop the class here. Okay. If any questions, anything, go ahead and ask me. Else we'll connect again on Monday and then we'll take up this topic. That is what, Rizvik. I'll just show this in the next class. You are unable to delete the existing route table. You have created this route table for what? For your firewall, Tenali? Directly delete the resource group. Don't try to delete the route table because your route table is connected to your VNet and subnet. Okay, you cannot delete your VNet because subnet is associated to it. You cannot delete your subnet because VM is associated to it. Okay, complex thing. So directly go ahead and delete your resource group only. Rishikesh, is it possible to set alert rules for multiple parameters at the same time? Yes, you can, Rishikesh. That I have shown yesterday also, right? I think I have shown for the virtual machine restart. You can set it up for different rules also. Yes, you can. Google other site is also open, Tenali. I'm not sure. Maybe there is some delay in your network, or how you have done the implementation, I'm not sure. Give the proper website in the firewall rules, it will allow you. Or else create one rule for Google, create one more rule for Aaj create one more rule for bbc.com. Like this you try it, maybe it will work out for you. Depends. Okay. Yeah. All right, guys, then thank you so much for taking up the class. Okay. We'll connect again. Course index document, I have already discussed this in first recording, Tanali. I'll just